Pretty face card on 10. Body right, got looking. My type, total spin that 10. I like what I like. Ask him what he like about me. Body so petite, make him right about me. Claiming that he love me, gon' do right by me. I'm the baddest in the room, none in sight like me.
I don't understand what all those bumps on the belly are.
There's no way that bump is real.
Just when you thought the Meghan Markle saga couldn't get any crazier, a bizarre video has surfaced, and Megyn Kelly is leading the charge, absolutely tearing it apart. This footage shows Meghan twerking in a hospital room with Prince Harry, but it supposedly happened just hours before she gave birth to their daughter, Lilibet. Now, speculation is swirling that Meghan's baby bump might not be what it seems, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the whole situation. Megyn Kelly didn't hold back in her reaction, calling it a shocking display that shows a complete lack of respect.
Is disrespectful to the child, to like the sanctity of what goes on for any humans who are actually in that situation.
What's really going on here? This cringeworthy video that Meghan reportedly shared on Instagram is actually 4 years old. It features her in a bizarre outfit that looks like a cross between a dress and a hospital gown, twerking away while an awkward Prince Harry tries to join in on the dance moves. This all supposedly happens just hours before Lilibet's big debut. Beyond Megyn Kelly's fiery critique that it's downright disrespectful, the big question is, why would Meghan choose to post this now? The timing has everyone buzzing, and the prevailing theory, voiced by various commentators, suggests this isn't just a spontaneous fun moment. Instead, many see it as another clumsy attempt at public relations, a desperate bid to humanize herself and appear more relatable to a public that has largely turned against her after a series of missteps. What's really behind this unexpected move?
She's in a PR firm meeting. Someone said, we need to humanize you. Find some fun moments, post them, and everyone will like you.
The issue with these carefully crafted relatability campaigns is that they often reek of desperation and inauthenticity from a mile away. You can't just whip up a genuine connection or force people to view you as fun and down to earth, especially when your past actions and public image scream the exact opposite. As Stubergear highlights, these attempts frequently come off as painfully contrived, leaving everyone scratching their heads and wondering what on earth they were thinking. It's a tough sell when authenticity is what people crave.
Can't manufacture that stuff, right? It feels fake. I don't understand why they would think something like that would work.
Megyn Kelly takes this notion even further, positing that beneath these PR blunders lies a profound, almost desperate yearning Megyn has for public adoration. According to Kelly, Megyn craves love and approval so intensely that she's willing to try just about anything to achieve it. However, her methods often miss the mark and fall flat because she fundamentally struggles to grasp what it truly means to connect with people on a genuine level. It's a classic case of wanting to be loved but not quite knowing how to earn that affection.
She needs us to love her, so she will do whatever it takes, and she doesn't know how to make us love her.
But beyond being just a failed PR stunt, many argue that this video crosses a line into outright disrespect for sacred moments and royal decorum. Megyn Kelly certainly felt it crossed that line, passionately asserting in her initial reaction that the hospital twerking profoundly disrespected the sanctity of childbirth. The perceived disrespect doesn't end there, especially as commentators begin to draw comparisons between Meghan's antics and the established expectations of royalty, as well as the legacy of iconic figures like Princess Diana. Kinsey Schofield provides a particularly sharp and imaginative perspective on how Prince Harry's own mother might have reacted to such a display, adding another layer of intrigue to the conversation. What would Diana think? The speculation is certainly captivating.
Somewhere in heaven throwing her iPhone saying, my marriage may have been a mess, but at least I didn't twerk.
That vivid imagery really highlights the stark contrast between traditional royal conduct and the public antics Meghan is often criticized for. Schofield expands on this idea, suggesting that genuine royal women don't need to resort to eyebrow-raising dances or online stunts to grab attention. Their dignity and presence speak for themselves. This raises the implication that Meghan's choices may come from a different, less dignified motivation, a relentless craving for the spotlight, no matter the setting. It's a fascinating look at how the expectations of royalty clash with the desire for modern-day fame.
Royal women don't need to dance for attention. They command it quietly, elegantly.
This apparent need for constant and often inappropriate attention is viewed by critics like Schofield as a sign of a broader disregard Meghan has shown for the institution she married into. The argument goes that rather than approaching royal customs and traditions with respect, curiosity, or even the basic care one might expect, Meghan has dismissed them as outdated. In doing so, she seems to have overlooked, or perhaps intentionally ignored, a fundamental truth. In that specific royal role, tradition isn't just an old-fashioned suggestion. It's a responsibility. This clash between her modern approach and the weight of royal expectations creates a fascinating tension that continues to spark debate.
She didn't approach royal customs with curiosity or care. She dismissed them, forgetting that the tradition is the responsibility.
The layers of perceived disrespect become even more pronounced when you consider the name of the child whose imminent birth served as the backdrop for this twerking video, Lilibet. Kinsey Schofield highlights the profound irony and what many view as a significant offense in Meghan choosing to use Queen Elizabeth's deeply personal childhood nickname for her daughter. Associating that cherished name with such a controversial and, in the eyes of many, undignified public display like the hospital video is seen as a fundamental failure to honor not just the late Queen, but also the institution and the very name she chose to appropriate. It raises serious questions about respect and legacy in the royal family.
Hijacked this name from Queen Elizabeth. The least you can do is respect this woman, respect her institution, respect her name.
One can only imagine, as Schofield suggests, how Queen Elizabeth herself, a monarch who epitomized unwavering dignity and quiet duty for over 7 decades, might have felt about this situation. The thought of her deeply personal and historic nickname being linked to what Schofield vividly describes as a humping around video in a hospital setting is jarring for many. This connection only intensifies the accusations of profound disrespect towards the Queen's memory and everything she represented. It's a striking contrast that raises serious questions about the boundaries of royal conduct and the legacy of those who came before.
I would be so angry if I was Queen Elizabeth. My name was somehow attached to her humping around video.
The arguments about disrespect are compelling, but Megyn Kelly then dropped an even more controversial bombshell regarding the video itself, challenging everything we thought we saw. Kelly didn't just critique Meghan's judgment or sense of decorum. She directed her skepticism at the most shocking aspect of the footage, questioning the very authenticity of Meghan's pregnant belly as showcased in the twerking video. She urged her audience to scrutinize the clip closely, suggesting that something looked seriously and visibly off about its appearance. This added layer of intrigue raises even more questions about the authenticity of the moment and what it reveals about Meghan's public persona.
That belly looks abnormal. That it looks very strange. It looks like there's like a bag or like some sort of something shoved up under a dress.
Kelly then expanded on her deeply suspicious observations, offering a more detailed explanation of why she found the belly's appearance so peculiar and unconvincing. She described it not as a natural pregnant form, but rather as oddly shaped, strangely bumpy, and looking decidedly artificial, comparing it to a rather crude homemade contraption. These provocative claims have undoubtedly sparked a whole new wave of debate and wild speculation online, leaving many to wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. The conversation has taken a dramatic turn, and the intrigue only continues to grow.
Does not look like pregnant belly. It looks all bumpy. It's very strange. It looks like what you'd get if you put like a pillowcase under your dress.
Adding another layer to her skepticism, Megyn Kelly, drawing on her own experience as a mother of 3, highlighted what she saw as a significant absence of standard medical equipment. She specifically questioned why Meghan didn't seem to be hooked up to any of the usual hospital monitors that one would expect for a woman supposedly just hours away from giving birth, equipment that is crucial for monitoring both the baby's and mother's vitals. This observation only intensified her doubts about the entire scene depicted in the video and its authenticity, raising even more eyebrows and fueling the ongoing debate surrounding the footage.
They'll give you like remote monitors on your belly. All the monitors they stick on you are connected to the thing that's right next to your hospital bed. And she wasn't wired up at all.
These are explosive claims from Megyn Kelly, regardless of whether you choose to believe them. They add yet another layer to the uproar surrounding this video and further damage Meghan's already shaky credibility. Stunts like the hospital twerking video combined with such deeply controversial allegations do little to foster public trust. Instead, they seem to accelerate the erosion of her reputation. Kinsey Schofield argues that this all stems from Meghan's fundamental desire for status without fully understanding or accepting the inherent responsibilities that come with it. It's a complex situation that continues to spark intense debate and speculation.
She wanted the crown, but didn't want to carry the weight. So now she's shaking what's left of her credibility, and honey, it's not bouncing back.
This ongoing shaking of her credibility, as Schofield puts it, isn't merely about isolated incidents. It's also tied to a strategy of overexposure. In her relentless quest to remain relevant and manage her image, Meghan appears to share almost everything, or at least a carefully curated version of it. However, Schofield warns that this tactic comes with a significant downside. It strips away any sense of mystique, transforming a public figure into mere background noise that people eventually tune out. The more she reveals, the less intriguing she becomes, raising questions about the long-term impact of her approach.
Here's the thing. When you reveal everything, you lose your mystique. You become noise. People don't pay attention.
This transformation into background noise, coupled with her controversial actions and a seemingly endless stream of self-focused content, has led to serious accusations that she's devaluing the very royal connections she still clings to. Kinsey Schofield argues that Meghan and Harry are, in effect, dragging their royal titles through the mud of influencer culture, complete with hashtags and cringeworthy humble brags that define that world. With every questionable post and project, they risk diminishing the dignity of their titles, raising eyebrows and sparking debate about the true cost of their modern approach to royalty.
Till Harry and Meghan are stripped of their royal titles, they will continue to drag it into influencer hell with hashtags and humble brag.
It's this perceived misuse of a once respected platform that generates so much backlash. Schofield argues that if Meghan truly respected the institution she married into, she would stop treating it like her personal content farm. The royal family, from this perspective, offered her an incredible global platform, one rooted in centuries of tradition and service. Instead, she has transformed it into a chaotic and often undignified circus tent, raising questions about the integrity of the royal legacy and the responsibilities that come with such a prestigious title. The contrast is striking, and it fuels ongoing discussions about the future of royalty in a modern world.
If she had any respect for the institution she married into, she'd stop using it like a content farm.
So, when viewed through the lens of diminishing credibility and a descent into influencer-style antics, the hospital twerking video gains an additional layer of criticism. For commentators like Kinsey Schofield, it wasn't merely an ill-advised dance. It represented another public act that stripped away what little class and decorum Meghan had left. This further cements her image as someone who is increasingly detached from the dignity expected of her former royal role. The video becomes emblematic of a broader trend, raising serious questions about her understanding of the responsibilities that come with such a prestigious title.
Meghan wasn't twerking, she was shaking loose what little class she had left.
It seems that every move Meghan makes is a misstep, but is there a pattern to this chaos? Particularly regarding her infamous need for privacy? One of the most glaring and consistently criticized aspects of Meghan Markle's public life is what many refer to as the privacy paradox. She and Harry famously cited intense media scrutiny and a desire for privacy as key reasons for stepping down as senior royals. Yet, as critics relentlessly highlight, their actions since then appear to scream the exact opposite. With a constant flow of public statements, media projects, and PR stunts often suspiciously timed around significant royal family events, it raises questions about the sincerity of their claims and the true nature of their quest for privacy.
The royal family for privacy, but manages to time every PR move around royal milestones like it's her job.
This perceived hypocrisy is a significant source of public frustration. Many believe that privacy was never the real goal for Meghan and Harry. Rather, it was an excuse to chase fame on their own terms by continually orchestrating media moments like this twerking video. For critics like Megyn Kelly, this latest stunt isn't merely an isolated PR blunder. It's just another instance of a deeper, problematic pattern of behavior that Meghan has allegedly exhibited for years. Kelly is quick to call this out, emphasizing that these actions reflect a troubling trend rather than a one-off misstep. The ongoing scrutiny only adds fuel to the fire of public debate.
She's reportedly bullied virtually everybody who's ever worked for her. She's obsessed with her own ego and playing the victim.
So, after this latest self-inflicted PR disaster with the hospital twerking video, and in light of Meghan Markle's extensive track record of controversial moves, the big question looms, can she ever truly humanize herself in the public eye or repair her image? Megyn Kelly, for one, appears deeply skeptical that any attempt, no matter how carefully calculated, can actually succeed at this point. She believes the damage may be too extensive and the public too wary to embrace any efforts at redemption. The road ahead looks challenging, and the question of whether Meghan can reclaim her narrative remains open and contentious.
No amount of humanizing videos, even if she managed to find one, are going to work.
Kelly's harsh verdict stems from the ongoing fallout from incidents like this twerking video. What was likely intended as a fun or relatable moment has instead been widely condemned by critics as deeply disrespectful to a sacred occasion. A display of appallingly poor judgment, and yet another failed PR stunt that reeks of inauthenticity. When you factor in explosive allegations questioning the very reality of what was shown, it's easy to understand why so many believe her credibility is in tatters. Each misstep seems to dig the hole deeper. Ultimately, changing a deeply entrenched negative public perception is incredibly challenging, especially when these controversial actions aren't isolated incidents, but appear to be part of a consistent pattern. The public has a long memory, and once trust and goodwill are lost, winning them back requires sustained, genuine change, something many feel Meghan Markle has been unwilling or unable to demonstrate. It's a tough road back from being the target of constant criticism and mockery. But what do you think? Bump, real or fake? Twerking, cute or cringe? Share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe while you're there.